I've got some easy crochet fingerless gloves for you today. This quick and simple pattern is part of a matching set with a twist front ear warmer that I recently uploaded a tutorial for. Both the wrist warmers and ear warmer are made using the beautiful and beginner-friendly Suzette stitch. The fingerless gloves pattern itself could not be simpler. It's just a rectangle of crochet, and when we go to seam the edges together, you'll have the option of leaving a hole for your thumb. No hole makes a more basic wrist warmer, and adding the thumb hole turns it into a fingerless glove. For this small adult size, we'll use a basic worsted weight yarn. This specifically is an old rewound ball of Lion Brand's Vanna's Choice in the colorway pink. We'll also use a 5mm crochet hook, and those are the only tools you'll need for this pattern. We'll begin with a foundation chain of 34 chains, and this will determine the length that your glove will reach up your arm. If you're altering the length, just make sure to chain a multiple of 2 for the Suzette stitch. To begin, skip the first chain and make 1 single crochet into the next chain. Then make a double crochet into the same chain. Next, you'll skip a chain and again make 1 single crochet and 1 double crochet into the next chain. Continue skipping 1 chain and making 1 single and 1 double into the next chain, all the way to the end, meaning you'll work 1 single and 1 double into that very last chain as well. To start row 2, chain 1 and turn your work. We're going to skip that first double crochet and work our single and double crochet into the next stitch, which is your last single crochet from the previous row. Skip the next stitch and make 1 single and 1 double crochet into the next stitch. This will be the pattern for the remainder of your wrist warmer. You'll repeat row 2 for the length of your piece, but I wanted to show you real quick what that very last stitch will look like. It can be pretty easy to see the double crochet to skip, but making out that single crochet to work into can be kind of tricky. Because there's all this extra bit hanging off here. Well, that's actually the skipped double crochet from 2 rows ago, and it leaves this beautiful edge to our work. So just ignore that little bit, and your single crochet will be right here to work your last single and double crochets into. And you'll continue repeating row 2 until your piece measures about 7.5 to 8 inches, or about 26 rows total. Next, we'll slip stitch seam the foundation chain and final row together. I'm going to use a contrasting color of yarn so you can see exactly what I'm doing, but you can continue on in your same yarn. Insert your hook into the first stitch on one edge, into the first chain on the foundation chain edge, and slip stitch. Into the next stitch, and the next chain, and slip stitch. You may notice that your foundation chain side has a tight chain and a loose chain, and that's because of those chains you skipped on row 1. The skipped ones will be small, and the chains you worked into will have bigger holes. You can use that pattern of big, small, to help you count the chains on the foundation chain side. Now I've seamed up about 3.5 inches from the top of my wrist warmer, aka 12 to 13 stitches still remain. And it's time to add the optional thumb hole. So what I'm going to do is carry the seaming yarn along the foundation chain edge only, because adding a little extra row of slip stitches will help give that exposed foundation chain edge a more finished look. So I'm going to slip stitch along the foundation chain for 6 stitches. Then I can skip 6 stitches from the other side. And again, insert my hook into both edges to slip stitch the remaining stitches together. And after seaming all those stitches, there's still a little dip right along the edge, so I'm going to work one last stitch into the edge of those skipped double crochets before fastening off. And there's your little wrist warmer, thumb hole and all. This is the inside, so we'll turn it right side in. And here's how it will look. You can repeat the exact same process for the left wrist warmer because they're perfectly symmetrical, so it's pretty darn foolproof. I hope you enjoyed this pattern. Good luck on all your holiday projects, and don't forget to check out the matching ear warmer video if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!